Hey everybody. So I'm going to just talk you through this. This is an informational article. This is from the National Review, which is an extremely right-leaning news source. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk this through, and we're going to hit the three skills. I'm going to demonstrate to you guys the three skills we're working on here for the quiz, which is what is the main idea, who is the who, what, where, when, why, looking at pieces of evidence, being able to analyze pieces of evidence that they offer, and then, of course, identifying bias. So identifying bias is really, really critical, right, to understanding where this is coming from, like what angle this is coming from and how valuable this is as a piece of an article that is supposedly informational. So let's take a look at this. The article is titled, Facebook Removes Coronavirus Protest Pages at Request of States. So we already kind of look at this title and we're like, well, I don't see anything that says opinion or editorial, so this must be informational. It's generally a good hint. If something says editorial or editorial or opinion, then it's definitely a big indicator that this is informational. All right, so we look at this. All right, we first have a picture. Look at our picture here. It is obviously people in hoodies, black silhouette, Facebook blurry in the background. Looks a little ominous, obviously kind of indicating to us that maybe Facebook's the bad guy here in the title of this, and Facebook removes protest pages. Sounds very ominous. So we're getting a hint that this is anti-Facebook. At the request of state governments, Facebook has removed pages prompting protests against state quarantine orders to put in place to combat coronavirus. So it's funny that we're de-emphasizing the state governments here. We're emphasizing Facebook. It's not telling us what state governments. It's just telling us Facebook. The mammoth social media company has removed posts prompting protests. Those are called alliterations, by the way. The repeating letter sounds, posting, prompting protests, just makes it very hard to read. Events in California, New Jersey, and Nebraska, which called on people to gather in person to demonstrate against government social distancing measures they feel are too restrictive. No facts there, right? There's just these states people feel. Then we have my favorite thing in all articles, and by favorite thing I mean least favorite thing, which is a tweet. Tweets are not news. They're extremely hard to factually check. So I don't know who Donnie O'Sullivan is. We have a tweet from him that says, Facebook says it has removed promotion of anti-quarantine events in California, New Jersey, and Nebraska after consultation with state governments. Not, what's their source there. It's just a tweet. I hate that, but almost all news sources now give us a tweet, which is really annoying. So here we have a quote, unless government prohibits an event during this time, we allow it to be organized on Facebook. For this reason, events that defy government's guidance on social distancing aren't allowed on Facebook, a spokesman for the social media company said. So we have the quote first, and then it's awkwardly said, follows up with who said it, and it's not even a person. It's a blanket email statement, so not very authoritative. It's interesting that this quote comes so early on because it's not from anybody. Protest demands that businesses and schools be allowed to reopen broke out over the weekend in a number of states currently weathering stay-at-home orders. It's a very strong language. If you're weathering something, you weather a storm, like you're being locked in by a hurricane or a tornado. This is not exactly like that. Demonstrations, several of which blocked traffic around the state capitol, occurred in Wisconsin, Colorado, Nevada, Indiana, New Hampshire, Maryland, Utah, Minnesota, Idaho, Kentucky, Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, California, no comma, Michigan, Arizona, Washington, and Texas. That's a lot of demonstrations. They really wanted us to know how many demonstrations there were, and they listed every single incident of those demonstrations in a big, awkward list. They wanted you to feel like this was a lot of demonstrations. The protests followed several tweets from President Trump calling to liberate Minnesota, Michigan, and Virginia. Some demonstrators appeared to be Trump supporters, and supported Trump campaign flags, and many carried American flags. The liberate in quotation marks is because it was Trump's word, and it is an odd word. It's interesting they only listed 3 states when they just listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 states. Only 3 of them. I think they might actually be defeating their own purposes here. Also, yes, they were carrying American flags and campaign flags. They were also carrying Nazi flags and Confederate flags. So some information left out there. Facebook announced that the company is currently attempting to get information from New York, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Pennsylvania about whether upcoming protests break social distancing measures put in place by the states. However, a representative from Pennsylvania's Department of General Services told Fox Business that the state had not yet heard from Facebook regarding the issue, and a spokesman for Ohio Governor Mike DeWine suggested the state will not move to quash protests. Man, that is a lot of not people. A representative for Pennsylvania's Department of General Services, you're not giving us a name, you're not giving us a person, told Fox Business, not National Review, this is from some other source, that the state had not yet heard from Facebook regarding the issue, and a spokesman for Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, so not Governor Mike DeWine. It's a lot of not people. So you're quoting people whose names you're not giving me. That's a big red flag. The governor values the First Amendment and asks that protesters practice social distancing by standing at least 6 feet apart, the spokesman said. Okay, a spokesman. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said Monday that his company is working to remove posts that attempt to promote or organize in-person protests that violate coronavirus social distancing measures. We do classify as harmful misinformation that we take that down, Zuckerberg said during an appearance on ABC. At the same time, it's important that people can debate policies, so there's a line on this, more than formal political discourse. I think a lot of that stuff that people are saying that is false around a health emergency like this can be classified as harmful misinformation. Notice that we're putting the Mark Zuckerberg quote, the defense of this position, very late in the article. You can always tell bias by whose side do they seem to talk to you about first. So if they're saying the protest side is the first information, then the article is probably biased toward pro-protest. If the Zuckerberg side, the defense of Facebook taking that information down, is last, then that's probably against them. Okay, some non-information, and that was the article. It was a short article. So you can generally tell bias by whose information is being offered first. Who are we quoting? This article has a problem with giving you a lot of quotes that are from spokespeople that are named. That's a big red flag. It has some links to other articles, but those other articles, then if you click on them, link you to other articles, so we're getting a little distant here. If you also just take a look at the website, you can tell the website is generally right-leaning. Anytime somebody wants to sell me camouflaged face masks, camo is a good sign that we're probably right-leaning. Yeah, so I just kind of want to walk you through this short article so you kind of got a feel for what I'm looking for. So the who, what, where, why, and when, right, so it's the protesters are the who, the what, they're protesting being, states having them locked down and not opening businesses or schools. The why is because they feel it is too restrictive. The when was this last weekend. And the cutting out is the why as well. So the why is because they feel like they're being kept down, they're being persecuted against. That's the main idea. The evidence we kind of went through, we looked at some of those quotes, and the bias is who's being covered first versus who's being covered second. So Facebook's defense is very last in there. The protesters is their response is being offered first. And so that's a big hint at the bias. All right. Thank you, everybody. I miss you guys. I'll try to make these videos as we kind of go through things to teach you stuff. So see you next time. Bye.